The Battle of the Nuns. Once upon a time, there was a convent in the woods. The convent was home to a group of good nuns who lived their lives in peace and harmony. However, there was a dark secret lurking in the woods. In the haunted house, there were two evil nuns who had been murdered many years ago. Their spirits were still trapped in the house, and they were angry and vengeful. They want to destroy the good nuns and take over the convent. One day, a good nun named Sister Mary decided to visit the haunted house. She was curious about the stories that she had heard, and she wanted to see if they were true. Sister Mary entered the house and walked a strange presence, but she continued on. She came to a room where she saw two figures standing in the shadows. The figures were the spirits of the evil nuns. They were dark and twisted, and they had a malevolent aura about them. The spirits of the evil nuns possessed Sister Mary. They filled her with anger and hatred, and they made her want to destroy everything in her path. Sister Mary left the house and went back to the convent. She was no longer the same person. She was filled with rage, and she wanted to hurt everyone around her. Sister Mary led a group of good nuns to the haunted house. They were unaware of the evil that lurked within the walls. The spirits of the evil nuns possessed the good nuns. They filled them with anger and hatred, and they made them want to destroy the convent. The possessed nuns burned down the convent. The good nuns who had not been possessed were horrified by what had happened. The good nuns who had been possessed were eventually exorcised. They were brought back to the convent, where they were cared for by the other nuns. The good nuns learned a valuable lesson that day. They learned that evil exists, and that it can be very powerful. But they also learned that good can always overcome evil. No matter how strong it may seem, the good nuns rebuilt the convent, and they continued to live their lives in peace and harmony. They never forgot the day that the evil nuns possessed them, but they knew that they had been saved by the power of good. However, the evil nuns were not finished. They had been waiting for centuries for their chance to strike back. They knew that the good nuns would eventually rebuild the convent, and they were determined to stop them. The evil nuns gathered their forces and attacked the convent. The good nuns fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and outmatched. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, one of the good nuns had an idea. She remembered the haunted house, and she knew that the evil nuns were drawn to it. She led the other nuns to the house, and they confronted the evil nuns there. The evil nuns were caught off guard. They had not expected the good nuns to come to them. The good nuns fought with renewed vigor, and they eventually defeated the evil nuns. The good nuns burned down the haunted house, and they banished the evil nuns from the land. The good nuns had finally triumphed over evil, and they could finally live in peace. However, the evil nuns were not truly gone. They would always be a threat, lurking in the shadows, waiting for their chance to strike again. The good nuns knew that they would have to be vigilant, but they were confident that they could defeat the evil nuns whenever they tried. One day, a new nun named Sister Rose joined the convent. She was a kind and compassionate woman, and she quickly became one of the most beloved members of the community. However, Sister Rose had a dark secret. She was the descendant of the evil nuns who had been killed in the haunted house. She had been sent to the convent by the evil nuns, in the hopes that she would be able to infiltrate the good nuns and destroy them from within. Sister Rose kept her true identity a secret, and she worked hard to win the trust of the other nuns. She became a valuable member of the community, and she was eventually made a leader. However, Sister Rose's true intentions were soon revealed. She began to sow discord among the good nuns, and she encouraged them to turn against each other. The good nuns were confused and hurt by Sister Rose's betrayal. They didn't understand why she was doing this to them, and they didn't know how to stop her. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Sister Mary had another idea. Sister Mary remembered that the evil nuns were drawn to the haunted house. She led the other nuns to the house, and they confronted Sister Rose there. Sister Rose was surprised to see the other nuns, but she was not afraid. She knew that she was more powerful than they were, and she was confident that she could defeat them. The good nuns fought bravely, but they were no match for Sister Rose. She was too strong, and she was too determined to destroy them. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Sister Mary had an inspiration. She remembered that the evil nuns were afraid of the cross. She took a cross from her habit and held it up to Sister Rose. Sister Rose was momentarily stunned by the sight of the cross. She had never seen anything like it before. She tried to fight the power of the cross, but she was unable to do so. The cross filled Sister Rose with fear and dread. She knew that she was defeated, and she fled the haunted house. The good nuns were victorious. They had defeated the evil nuns, and they had saved the convent. They were grateful to Sister Mary for her inspiration, and they knew that they would never forget her courage and her faith. The good nuns continued to live in the convent, and they continued to spread the message of love and compassion. They were a beacon of hope in a world that was often dark and dangerous. The evil nuns were not truly gone, but they were no longer a threat. They knew that the good nuns would always be there to stop them, and they dared not to challenge them again. The good nuns lived in peace and harmony for many years. They were a source of inspiration to everyone who knew them, and they showed the world the power of good to overcome evil. The end.